Hello, good morning everyone. It's again Wednesday today for our second day of our 25th week. So, as promised last Monday that I will have a longer period of time to discuss or to give everyone a quiz about the safety on board, all right, and the safety of different measures, okay, like the master station, okay, and about the life raft, life buoy, uh, life jackets, personal safety equipment like the PPEs, and how to conduct abandoned ship and fire drill, and also about deck operations and the speed units. All right. So for today, we will have quizzes or short activity. All right, and we decide explanation. All right. So for now, we'll start. Okay, for our day two. All right. So good morning and welcome to our Maritime English. All right. This is again your teacher, Shelly. Okay. So the first question and answer about safety is this one. So this is number one, which is what is a muster station on a ship? Meaning, what do you mean by muster station? Okay? All right. So, what is the best answer here? Is it A? Is it a place where cargo is stored before loading? B, the ship's main dining area? C, this is a designated area where crew and passengers gather during an emergency for roll call and instructions? Or letter D, this is the captain's private cabin. So, what do you mean by a muster station? Okay, as discussed last Monday. All right? I think that was 23rd week. All right? So, what do you mean by muster station? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay. So, of course, it's letter C. Meaning, muster station is not is a designated area, okay, where the crew and passengers gather, all right, and then during an emergency for roll call and instructions. Okay, so this I'll just discuss further about muster station. Okay, muster station also is a critical assembly points, okay, on a ship for accountability and emergency coordination of all the crew, not just the crew or the passengers. Okay? So whenever there's emergency call, all right? Okay. The place for everyone to gather, all right, is the muster station. Okay? So that is what it meant. Okay. This is not a place where cargo is stored. Okay? And before loading, no, now. Okay. This is not the main dining area because the main dining area is the galley, right? Or crew mess, right? And then it's not the captain's private cabin. All right? So, the muster station is a place wherein everyone, Okay, everyone on board the ship or a vessel gather. Okay, in case of emergency. Okay, so next, what is the main function of a life raft on a ship? Okay, what is the main function of a life raft on a ship? Okay, is it A, to assist in docking procedures? B, to carry cargo between ports? C, to serve as a temporary shelter and survival craft in an emergency, particularly after abandoning ship? Okay, letter D, to provide transport for daily operations. All right. So what do you mean, or what is the main function of a life raft on a ship? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay. What do you think? Of course, it's letter C. Okay. So, life raft is a temporary. It serves as a temporary shelter. Okay? And this is a survival craft in emergency cases, particularly or especially after abandoning the ship. Okay? So, this is designed, okay, as a survival craft. Of course, to keep the people or the crew or the passengers afloat, okay, and be protected until there's a rescue team. Okay, so I will show you what is a life raft. This one is the life raft, your temporary shelter during emergency cases, especially abandoning the ship. Okay? And this will serve as your temporary home. Alright? To keep the people on board here afloat. Okay? Until, or the crew or the people can be protected until there is a rescue team. Alright, so this is the life, or this is a life raft. Alright, next. So, what is a life buoy primarily used for? Okay, so is this a personal flotation device for swimming in calm waters? B, to be thrown to a person who has fallen overboard to provide immediate flotation and aid in rescue. Alright, letter C, to measure ocean currents. And D, to mark the ship's position on a chart. So, what do you think is the purpose of a life buoy? Okay, is it A, B, C, or D? Alright, let's see. Yes, this device is used to throw to a person who has fallen overboard. Okay? To, of course, provide immediate flotation and aid in rescue. Yes, these life buoys are also a quick uh, deploying devices. All right. Of course, to prevent drowning. Okay. of the person, okay? And also, it assists uh, in recovering a person from the water. Okay, this one is an example, or this one is the life buoy. Okay, so you can see this every where in a ship. Okay, this one. Of course, everyone already have an idea what's this. Okay, this is a quick deploying device, okay, thrown to a person, okay, to prevent them from drowning. Okay, okay, next. So, yes, what does PPE stand for in the context of shift safety? And why is it important? All right. So, what do you mean by PPE and why is it important? So, meaning A, PPE is a personal protective equipment essential for protecting individuals from hazards specific to their tasks. Or B, this is a personal power equipment used to generate electricity. Or C, is this a public protection enforcement for enforcing safety regulations? Or lastly, is it D, a primary personal exercise, a type of safety drill? So, what is the meaning of PPE and why is it important? Is it A, B, C, or D? Of course, it's letter A, personal protective equipment. That's the meaning of PPE. Okay. And why is this important? Because this is essential, or this is for protecting individuals, all right, from hazards. Wherein there's a specific tasks for that. And these are the examples. Yes, this one, the PPEs. So you have for this side, this is the unsafe. So you will not do this while during operation. All right? No, unsafe. So on this side, this is the safe, all right, personal protective equipment. So you have the hard hat, okay? You have to wear this one, or others call it helmet or hard hat to protect, of course, your head. We have the goggles, or yeah, goggles to protect your eyes. And you have the mask, of course, to protect your mouth and your nose. And you have this orange here, or some are wearing white for the officers, or blue, all right? And for the ratings, it's orange. This is what you call the coverall, all right? It covers all over your body, from the shoulders to the down here to your leg and to your arms. That's why it's called coverall. It covers your body. And lastly, there's a vest here supposedly, all right? There's vest. And your safety shoes here, this one. All right? Your safety shoes. So, all this, all right, are all examples of a personal protective equipment. You always wear this during operation. Okay. So, I forgot something. This one that covers your hand is the gloves. Okay? That one that covers your hands. Okay? Yes, that is the purpose of PPE is, of course, this is designed to minimize or to lessen, okay, exposure to your workplace hazards during operation. So always use this personal protective equipment. All right? Okay. Next. So, for the safety again, what is the main function of lifeboats on a ship? Okay. So, is it A, to assist in towing other vessels? Is that the purpose of the lifeboats? B, to transport supplies between different decks of the ship. Letter C, to provide a safe means of evacuation for all persons on board in case of an emergency that requires abandoning ship. Or D, to serve as a recreational vessels for crew members. So, what do you think is the main function of a lifeboat on the ship? Is it A, B, C, or D? Of course, it's letter C. Alright? Yes, because lifeboats are designed, okay, to safely carry all individuals away from a distressed vessel. Of course, to a safe distance. Okay? This is the main function of a lifeboat. It provides safe means of evacuation. Okay, so this one is a lifeboat. Alright? So that one is a lifeboat. So for for that, this is very important for emergency cases, of course. Alright? So this one is designed to safely carry all individuals, okay, passengers, the crew. This one is used to carry all individuals away, away from a distressed vessel. Of course, to a safer distance. Okay? So, next. Alright. So, when should life jackets typically be worn on a ship? When do we use life jackets? Okay. Is it A, during meal times in the mess hall? Do you have to wear life jackets in the mess hall? B, only when sleeping in the cabin? Are you going to wear life jackets while sleeping in your cabin? C, only by visitors, not by crew members. So, life jackets are only worn by the visitors, not by the crew members. Or D, life jackets during emergency drills, when instructed, or when working near open deck edges or water, especially in rough areas. Is it worn during emergency drills? All right. So what do you think is the correct answer for that? Of course, it's letter D. Life jackets are worn on the ship during emergency drills. Okay, you can wear that. And then, when instructed, of course, or when you are working near an open deck edges or the water. All right, especially in rough seas. Okay, because these life jackets are crucial or important for a personal flotation and survival in water emergencies. Okay, or of course this is a preventive measure in risky situations, like as I said, in rough air, in rough seas, or when you're working near open deck edges or water. Okay, so that is a life jacket, and this is an example of a life jacket. All right, so that's the image or example of a life jackets. Of course, you know all this because in your uh, basic training, you have this one, right? And you can see this in your cabin, in the bridge. Okay, I think there's a safe place for this, but I'm pretty sure you have all this in your individual cabins on board. All right, so next, what is the main purpose of a fire drill on a ship? So what is the purpose of having a fire drill on board on a ship? Oh yeah, on board. So is it used to test the ship's alarm system by activating it randomly? Or B, to entertain passengers with a simulated emergency? Or C, to practice cooking skills in the galley? Or letter D, to ensure or to make sure that all crew members are familiar with firefighting procedures, equipment, and their emergency duties. All right? So, which purposes here is the main, okay, for fire drill on a ship? What is the reason why do we have fire drill on board the ship? Is it A, B, C, or D? All right. Of course, it's letter D. To make sure that all crew members are familiar with firefighting procedures. Not only that, the equipments used for fire drill, and of course, the individual emergency duties of each group. Okay? This is uh, essential, all right, for preparedness, okay, of each group or passenger. Yes, to make sure an efficient and a coordinated action, of course, during a real fire. So, fire drill means a fire practice situation, right? So, this is an example, okay, of a fire drill on board, right? So, this is the fire drill situation on board. Okay. So whenever there's an actual, okay, fire on board, the crew and the rest of the passengers also, okay, are have an idea how to have a fire drill. Okay? Next. So, what is the primary objective of an abandoned ship drill? Okay. Uh, the one I mentioned earlier is fire drill. This one is abandoned ship drill. Okay. So, what is the primary objective of this? So, is it A, to demonstrate the strength of the ship's hull? B, to practice quick cleaning procedures of the ship's interior? Is it C, to ensure that all crew and passengers know how to safely evacuate the vessel and proceed to survival craft? And D, to test the ship's maximum speed and maneuverability? Okay. What do you think is the meaning or the primary objective of abandoned ship drill? Okay. Drill meaning practice. Alright? Familiarization. Okay. A, B, C, or D? So, what do you think is the correct answer? Yes, it's letter C. To ensure that all crew and passengers know how to safely evacuate the vessel. Alright? And you have to proceed to your survival craft or life raft or boat. Okay? So, meaning these drills or these practices are crucial, alright? Important for rehearsing or doing the process of leaving the ship, abandoning the ship, and boarding to a lifeboats or life rafts. Alright? In, of course, an orderly and safe manner. Okay? That is what the primary objective of abandoned ship drill. Okay? To make sure that all crew and passengers know how to live or the process of leaving the ship. And then you board, all right, a lifeboats or a life raft. Take note, in an orderly and safe manner. All right, these are a part, okay, or a sample of procedures how. For number one, once you hear the emergency signal, okay, you have to put on warm clothing, okay, like it's called immersion suit, okay, and life jackets. Okay, remember, as I said, during emergency cases, if you happen to hear an emergency call, you go directly to the muster station or the assembly designated areas. Okay? So, next step for that is everyone, all crew, prepares the survival craft. This one. Okay? Once you've done the immersion suit and the life jackets, you prepare now for the survival craft, the lifeboats. Okay? Now, so next, you board now the lifeboat. Okay? But take note, it says here that do not abandon the ship until ordered to do so. Alright? Do not leave the ship until such time you were ordered or instructed to leave the vessel. Alright? And then the fourth one is boarding from water. Okay. This is the sample or the steps abandoning the ship. This one, you jump over from here to the water. All right. But take note, do not jump into the water unless absolutely necessary. All right. Do not jump. Okay. Abandon ship drill. All right. So, it says here what is the general purpose of emergency alarms on a ship. So what is the general purpose of that? Okay. So it says here, is it A, to provide background music for the crew? All right. B, to notify personnel of various emergencies. What are those? Like, for example, there's fire, there's general emergency, there's abandoning the ship alarm, and prompt appropriate action. Is it C, to indicate the ship has reached its destination? And D, to signal the start of a meal times for the crew. So, what do you think is the main or the general purpose of emergency alarms on a ship? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, so of course, it's the general purpose of emergency alarms on a ship is, of course, to notify the personnel of different emergencies. All right, as mentioned, there's a fire, there's a general emergency, or there is a call for abandoning the ship. All right, and of course, to have a prompt, appropriate action. Okay, so alarms, these are designed to quickly alert, okay, to inform everyone, all right, on board to a specific type of emergency, okay? So, triggering pre-designed responses. So, meaning there's a certain alarm for whenever there's a fire, all right? Whenever there's a general emergency and abandoning the ship. So every emergency cases, all right, there's a specific alarms, emergency alarms on a ship. All right, so that you will identify, for example, if there is a fire. So the alarm for that is different from whenever there's a general emergency. It's also different, all right? And also abandoning the ship. So through that alarm, you will know what is happening, what is the emergency happening on board. So this is very important, of course. All right? So know the different emergency alarms on a ship. All right. So next, yes, this is the general alarms. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, if you happen to hear this type, the 7 short and 1 long alarm, all right, that is a general alarm. So you have 1 short, short, beep, 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 7, and then there's a beep, there's a long beep, meaning there's a general alarm. All right? Next, if there's a fire alarm, this is very important, everyone. You have to know this one. So, whenever there's a fire alarm, it's a continuous ringing. It doesn't stop. It's continuous, all right? Like that, for example, okay? Prolong, continuous. It doesn't stop. Meaning, if you hear that, all right, there's a fire. All right? Next. All right. If there's a 3 long rings, 3, 3. Beep, 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 and then beep. That's 3 long rings, meaning there's someone, all right, here on the water. Okay? There's life ring or someone needs help. All right? Okay. So, there's also when you hear a verbal order and general alarm. All right. Verbal order meaning someone is announcing in a public address. Everyone can hear this all over the ship. Okay? Verbal order. And also, if you happen to hear this, general alarm, meaning you have to emergency or to quickly abandon the ship. Alright? Okay. Again, if someone announces through general announcement, okay, or a public address, and you hear this alarm type, this general alarm type, you quickly abandon the ship. Okay? Okay. Next, here for the carbon dioxide alarm, CO2 alarm. It's a distinguished sound alarm. I'm sorry I can't give you an example of this sound, okay? But just try to review, all right, about this, okay? So, CO2 means carbon dioxide alarm. So, it's a distinguished sound alarm, all right? And for this, if there's a machine or navigation alarm, or maybe if there's something wrong with the engines or with the navigation, you can hear this continuous sound alarm. Just the same, almost the same for the fire alarm. Okay? So everyone, please do not forget, or you have to study this type of different alarms on ship. Okay? Because this is very important. Alright? So, next. Okay. What is the importance of clear emergency exit signs on the ship? So, why are there emergency exit signs on a ship? So you have to very clear with this. Okay, this emergency exit signs. All right. A, to show where the ship's power generators are located. Or B, to mark areas where photography is prohibited, or C, to indicate the location of luxury amenities for passengers, and D, to guide the people quickly and safely to escape routes and master stations during an emergency. So, why do we need to have a clear meaning for emergency exit signs on the ship? Is it A, B, C, or D? So, what do you think is the correct answer for this? Yes, the reason for a clear emergency exit signs on the ship is, of course, to guide the people quickly and safely to escape routes and muster stations during an emergency. All right. I'm sure everyone already saw this emergency exit signs on a ship. Even in the buildings, we have these signs, emergency exit signs. All right? This is supposed to be a clear, all right, and illuminated or lighted exit signs. All right? And these are vital, vital, important for efficient and orderly evacuation. All right? Especially in low visibility or in a panic situations. All right. During emergency cases. All right. You have to go directly or look for the emergency exit signs. So where to go? All right. That is the very simple explanation for that. Where to go during emergency situations. All right. Always look for the emergency exit signs. All right. That is for everyone, for the crew, for the passengers, way to exit quickly and safely. Okay, or to escape, all right, during emergency situations. Okay, so next for our safety, there's number 11. We have, it says, which piece of safety equipment is designed, all right, to keep a person afloat, okay, in the water and is typically worn on the body. All right. So, which piece of safety equipment? Okay. All right. To design to keep a person afloat in the water and normally worn on the body. Is it the life raft? A. B. Is it a life buoy? C. Is it an immersion suit? Or D. Is it a life jacket? So, what do you think is the correct answer for that? Worn on the body. It's letter D, the life jacket. Isn't it? I already shown you the sample of a life jacket earlier. Yes, that is safety equipment worn, okay, on the body to keep the person afloat in the water. Okay, the life jacket. Okay, this one. You have to wear this one to keep you afloat or to keep you floating in the water. Alright? Life jackets. Normally, it's orange in color. Right? It's orange. Alright. So next. Okay. During a fire drill on a ship. Alright. So what is the immediate action that the crew members are expected to take upon hearing the alarm? So, what do you think is your initial or immediate the immediate action? Okay, whenever you hear the alarm. All right, is it A, wait for further instructions over the public address system before moving? B, you have to report to their assigned firefighting station or muster point. And C, you have to proceed directly to their cabins to collect personal belongings. And D, you have to attempt to locate the source of the fire themselves. What do you think is the purpose, or whenever you hear, or what do you do whenever you hear an alarm? Is it A, B, C, or D? Of course, it's letter B. You have to report directly, all right, to your assigned firefighting station or to the muster point designated area. Uh, every crew on board has a specific assignment where to go during fire. All right? From the captain down to the cadets. All right? To the ratings. From the officers to the ratings. You all have a specific assigned, all right, areas. Firefighting areas station. Okay? You have a specific place to go. Alright? So, whenever you hear a fire alarm, remember, you directly report to your assigned firefighting station areas. Okay. So, that's the immediate action of a crew member. Alright. So, next, this one. This is a fire drill. Okay? So, this is just an example, alright? An example of a fire drill. Alright, next. So, which of the following items is considered PPE or a personal protective equipment commonly used for safety at sea? So which of the following is it? A, galley utensils? B, is it the ship's flag? C, is it the safety helmet or hard hat and gloves? And D, the navigation charts. So which of these four is considered a PPE? Personal protective equipment, commonly used for safety at sea. A, B, C, or D? Of course, it's letter C. Your safety helmet or the hard hat. Others call it hard hat. And the gloves. This is the hard hat or the safety helmet. And this is the gloves. You wear this in your hands And this is an example of the goggles protecting your eyes. So these are examples of a personal protective equipments. Okay, next. Okay, in an emergency, where are lifeboats launched from? Okay, where? A, the ship's engine room. B, the ship's bridge. Or C, to a designated davit areas on the ship's side. And D, at the galley. Alright. Simply, where in emergency, where are lifeboats launch from? Normally, where can you see a lifeboat on a ship? It is on the side, right? On the side. It's not in the engine room. It's not on the bridge. It's not in the galley. But it is letter C. In a designated davit areas on the ship's side. I'm sure everyone saw this already. Alright? Where it is located. At the designated davit areas on the ship side. Okay? Alright. So next, yes, this is the lifeboat. But it's already launched on the water. Okay? This one. So this is a lifeboat. Okay. Now, what is the immediate action to take? Okay? What are you going to do if you see someone fall overboard? Alright? Fall overboard. And the life buoys is available. Alright. So what do you think or what do you do? What is the immediate action you will do if you see someone fall overboard? And you have seen a life buoy, of course. The ring type of a life-saving equipment. Is it A, run to the bridge to inform the captain first? B, you wait for a lifeboat to be launched? C, immediately throw the life buoys towards the person in the water? And D, you jump in after them to provide assistance. So, what will you do if you happen to see someone fall overboard and and you have a life buoy available? What are you going to do? Your immediate action. A, B, C, or D? Alright, of course, letter C. Because you do not have to wait for the captain. You do not have to run first to the bridge to inform the captain. You do not have to wait for a lifeboat to be launched. And you don't have to jump in also after them to provide assistance. The immediate action you will do is to immediately throw the life buoy towards the person in the water. That is what you are going to do right away. Okay? So next. Yes, this one is the life buoy, right? You have to throw this right away. Throw to the person. Okay? Who fall overboard. Alright. Now, next. Why are fire drills conducted regularly on a ship? So, what do you think is the reason why do we conduct it regularly, the fire drills? Is it A, to test the ship's communication systems only? Communication systems only. B, to practice firefighting techniques and ensure the crew readiness in a real fire emergency. C, to consume excess water from the ship's tanks. And D, to entertain the crew and passengers. Alright, so why do we conduct regularly fire drills on a ship? Of course, letter B, to practice, okay, fire fighting techniques, okay, and to make sure that the crew are ready, okay, in a real fire situation on board a ship. Okay? That is the main purpose of fire drills. Alright? So, whenever you do fire drills regularly on board, the crew gets familiarized, okay, on what to do, the different firefighting techniques. And now, they're aware and they are ready on what to do in a real fire emergency. So, that's the reason why you regularly conduct fire drills on board. Okay, so next. Yes, fire drill. You always do this. Yes, always to get familiarized on how are you going to uh, operate this fire hose, this one, okay, how fast you wear your helmets, your cover all these firefighting equipments, all right? So you will get familiarized to that whenever you do fire drill regularly on board. All right. So, which of the following is a critical component of safety at sea regarding personal readiness? Okay, we're now talking about the safety at sea. Okay, is it A, knowing your assigned master station and emergency duties? B, you memorize the ship's blueprint? Is that the purpose of safety at sea? Letter C, decorating your cabin. And letter D, having a personal stash of snacks tractor. So, what do you think is the purpose of safety at sea? Okay, of course, it's letter A. You have to know where's your assigned master station. Meaning, what is this master station? That is the designated assembly points, right? Whenever there's emergency. And you have to know your duties. If you are an officer, whether you are a master, a chief officer, the second officer, the third, the ratings, and so on and so forth, you have to know your emergency duties. Okay? so that after 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 knowing the emergency duties of each crew, you know where to go after, or you know what to do after, and you will go to the muster station, the meeting place or assigned or designated area or assembly points during emergency. So that's the critical component of safety at sea. That should be your priority. All right? Your safety at sea. Always think of that. Your safety. How you are prepared, okay, during emergency situations. All right. So next. Oh, all right. So we're done with safety. So we discussed, or we explained the side explanations. What is master station? Okay. You've seen an example of a life raft, a life buoy, all right, the PPE, the lifeboats, all right, the life jackets. You've seen the fire drill, the different alarms, right? And how to abandon the ship drill, okay? So all those safety measures, those are the common or the basic safety measures that as seafarers are knowledgeable also. Okay? So you have to put it by heart that safety measures, because that is very important. Okay? Because it saves life also and yourself also if you are 100% familiar with those safety measures. All right? So we cannot say that all throughout your voyage there is no situations like discussed. Okay? So readiness and the familiarization of the different safety measures are important. Okay, so let's go to the deck operations. This is only now a very short topic about deck operations. All right, so for number one, all right, in maritime terms, all right, what does not primarily measure? I'm sure everyone already heard 15 knots, 16 knots, whenever the master will ask what is our speed. Okay, so what do you mean by this, the knots? Is it A, the length of a rope or cable? The length of a rope or cable. B, the strength of ocean currents. Is that the meaning of knots? C, the speed of a vessel. And D, the depth of the ocean. Of course, it's letter C. Knot means the speed of a vessel. How fast is the vessel? Okay? That is how we measure the speed of a vessel, the knot. So, the speedboats usually is, I don't have, I think 30 knots. That's why they're called speedboats, right? But whenever there's a bad weather condition and there's a swell, well, you have to go slower. Excuse me. You have to go slower, right? I think for 10 to 15 knots. Okay? That's the speed of a vessel. Meaning, okay, next, we have, all right, how is knot defined in relation to distance and time? Okay, so when you say knots, there's always the distance and the time. Like for example, 15 knots per minute, like that. Okay, or no, 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 not per minute, per hour. Okay, so is it A, one statute mile per hour? B, one furlong per minute? C, 1 nautical mile per hour? Or D, 1 kilometer per hour? So, as I mentioned earlier, knot is a maritime term. So, definitely, the correct answer here is letter C. That's the reason why we always hear the word 15 knots, 1 nautical mile per hour. Alright? That is the meaning of knot in relation to distance and time. Okay? Alright. Next. So, we have, what is a nautical mile? Alright. Equivalent to. Alright. What is the equivalent of nautical mile? Okay. Is it A, the same length as a statue, mile on hand? B, the distance a ship travels in 1 hour at a speed of 10 knots? C, exactly 1,000 meters? And D, approximately 1,852 meters or 1 minute of latitude. So, what is the equivalent of a nautical mile? Alright, approximately it's 1,852 meters or a 1 minute of latitude. Okay? So that is the equivalent of nautical mile. Alright. So next, if a ship is traveling, alright, at 15 knots, okay, how many nautical miles will it cover? Okay, in 2 hours. We said earlier that nautical mile is letter D, approximately 1,852 meters or 1 minute of latitude. So, if the ship is traveling 15 knots, so how many nautical miles do you think will it cover if in 2 hours? Is it A, 15, B, 45, C, 7.5, or letter D, it's 30? So, since this is 15 knots, how many knots in 2 hours will it cover? How many nautical miles will it cover? Of course, you just have to double it. It's 30 nautical miles. You just double the 15 knots because 2 hours. Okay? You just double. Alright. Okay. Why are knots and nautical miles preferred units in maritime navigation? So what do you think for the knots and nautical miles? Alright? So, preferred units in maritime navigation. Is it A, they are based on the Earth's geographical coordinates, making calculations related to position and distance at sea simpler? B, They are easier to pronounce than kilometers per hour. Or C, they are only used by very old ships and not modern vessels. And D, they allow ships to travel faster than if using other units. So, why are knots and nautical miles are preferred units in maritime navigation? Of course, it's letter A. To measure knots and nautical miles, okay, uh, they are based on Earth's geographical coordinates. Okay? Making calculations related to position and distance at sea simpler. Okay? The nautical miles definition isn't it that 1 minute of latitude, and it directly links to charts and navigation. So simplifying the calculation of position and the distance. Okay? Position and distance. Okay. So that is the relationship of knots and nautical miles, why they are preferred units in maritime navigation. Okay? So, that's how important the knots and nautical miles, why they are used as preferred units. Okay? So, next. Oh, we're done. So, we already explained about the deck operations. Okay. So, again for our lesson for today is all about the safety and a little of about deck operations. So, with regards to the safety, as I mentioned earlier, that this is one of the most important part for everyone to familiarize with your safety at sea. Okay, especially on board, yeah. So, uh, please be familiarized with this, okay? And for for the lessons, you can listen again, you can watch again, you can go over the video. So, for familiarization. All right. So for now, I would like to say goodbye. And this is our end for today. So I would like to say thank you for the day, for listening. And I'll see you all on our 27th week, a week after. All right. This is again your teacher for today, Shelly. So I'll see you all on the 27th week. Okay. Bye, everyone. Good morning and have a nice day.